So we're going to take the letter B object here, this 3D object, and we're going to take it all the way to print. So first thing I do is I'll bring it into the Dremel Digilab 3D software. You can see it automatically sets itself right on there. This little red indicates that it's sitting flat on the bed, and really ready to go here. I'm going to change just a couple of settings here. We'll go ahead and go with, say, 50% for the infill. We're using PLA. And for our speed, we can, if I do high quality, it just take longer to make. But we can do high speed too if we don't have much time. So we'll go ahead and just experiment. I experimented with a lot of these just to see kind of how different things print. So if we go with high quality, we don't really need to generate any supports here because nothing is really overhanging. And then we'll build an adhesion, a plate. That's fine. So what we'll do is we'll prepare, hit this click prepare. And so the slicing, so it says it's ready to go. It went ahead and sliced, got it pretty much ready to go. And I have a flash drive in the USB port right now, so I'm going to click on this Save to Removable Drive. And there we go. We save to removable drive, and I can even just hit the eject button, and then we'll take the flash drive over to the printer. On the lower right side of the printer is the on switch, so we'll turn that on. It takes a little bit of time to warm up. The first thing I'm going to do is replace this filament. This filament's almost gone, this orange filament. And I have a brand new Dremel approved filament right here. It's a PLA. And it's a little bit more expensive than some of the other filaments, but it doesn't give you much trouble. It works pretty well as far as the Dremel actually identifies it. So in the beginning, we might want to go with just using Dremel specific software, and then as we get better, we might want to look at branching out from there. If the filament is old, which some of the other stuff is, it can become pretty brittle, and I've experienced the models falling apart. And here's what our blue filament looks like when it's in the bag, sealed up, again brand new. And here's our roll of filament, and it has these sort of spokes right here so that it can fit right into the machine itself, which you'll see in just a second here. So as we get started, we'll come over here and we're going to want to choose filament, and then we're going to choose change the filament. It wants us to go ahead and cut the filament, so you would cut it here before it goes in. This actually just broke right here, so we don't have to worry about that step. Ordinarily I just use these little clippers right here to clip the filament. We'll hit next, and the nozzle is preheating. So it asks us to feed the filament in now. And you can also see that the old filament is being removed. I'm taking out the old filament. I'm feeding this through. All the way till I see it at the top, and then placing this in its spot, accessing this from the top. Nice clean cut here, putting it through and feeding it through here. Now that I've fed the filament through, I'll hit the next button. And so it's going to continue to push through my old color, and then eventually that color is going to change to the new color. As you can see now, we have blue PLA coming through. So now I'll come over and hit done, and now it's detecting what type of filament is in there. it knows that it's the PLA filament, and this happens because I'm using the Dremel specific one. If not, it wouldn't be able to identify it, and it would give us a warning if we wanted to continue this if any damage happens. It's not a Dremel's fault. So we'll go ahead and accept this. And we have changed the filament. You can see spools in its place, running through, come through here, and you just clean out the last bit of stuff. Go ahead and close my top. Hit the back button here, and now I want to build. So the first thing I want to do is, since we took the file off the other computer here onto this flash drive, just plugged it into the USB, and then I'm going to come over here to the build button. And my choices are, do I want to go into my external hard drive right here, or do I want to go into the flash drive right here? And for this one, we're going to go into the flash drive, and then we're going to look for the letter B, which is this one that I have right here. It's the only one that's on this file. So I select that. It says it's going to take 33 minutes to build. Starts to warm up everything, ready to go. And if everything looks okay, I'm just going to go ahead and hit build. If I wanted to copy this file to the printer so that it would be on the hard drive, and it would just always be there, at this point we could do the copy to printer. But we'll go ahead and just hit the build from now. It does copy it to the internal memory anyway. It'll do a preheat, make sure the nozzle temperature is correct and the platform is actually warmed up as well. Our printing has started. And my build is complete. It says clear the build from the platform. And here you can see, there's my letter B. And we just over these. It's been sitting for a little bit, so I can remove the bib here. There we go, and then this stuff will peel right off, and you can use the files and other tools to clean this up a little bit. And you get all these fancy tools that you can use for doing cleanup, which is to get the last little parts of it off. So you can use these files and the clipper and the brush. And here is my completed bee.